So I pressed the emergency button. The lady put me on hold and rang around a bit. She goes, look, I'll put a job out for you. Wow, I've never had a police job on me before, but anyway, there you go. Thanks, Warburton Roadhouse. It was a very short but sweet stay. Jesus, have a look at that sign. Northern Territory WA border, Uluru. Wow. Oh, yes he is. Thanks, man. Alright, we're through, baby, we're through. Eat my dust. A tyre in a tree, that's cool. I like that. This looks like a bit of a goat track. It's going from 2 lanes down to 1. Alright, so it looks like we're just sharing a lane now, the centre lane. Cool. Nothing I can't handle. It's these bloody melons again. I don't know what they are. They just grow on this vine thing. I mean, they're all rotten. Look, they go all the way up there, both sides. I'm not game enough to try it, that's for sure. So I'll try my retro party mix. What do we got in here? We've got a milk bottle, a couple of other juicy, chewy treats. Delicious. Yeah, I'm super chuffed that the worst section of the Great Central Road was the initial first 200 k's from Laverton to Chuka Roadhouse yesterday. Because once you get that worst bit over and done with, then the rest is a breeze, you know. This is actually glorious. This is so good. Yeah, you're stopping so frequently for cars and things that you might as well have a bit of a drink, have a lolly. Far out, I'd never finish a bag of lollies at home. Here I'm chomping through 1 pack a day. Have a look at her. She's filthy. I've never let her go that dirty before. But then again, it puts a big smile on my face just to see the red dust in between the cables and the rear rim full of dust. Just puts a big smile on my face because it's their stories. That makes up the big story of riding across Australia and back. Wow, how red is this dirt? Man, put your hand up if you're enjoying the colour. Wow, this is amazing. It really feels like I'm out in the middle of nowhere now. I don't call it the red centre for nothing. Look at that. Now, I've passed about half a dozen of these communication towers. Surely it's not a Telstra thing. I'll just grab my phone out and have a look. Oh, I've got 1 bar of 3G and that keeps ducking in and out, so I'm guessing that's not a Telstra thing. But anyway, I thought I'd update my Insta Snap Twat Face status. This one's a classic. Oh, take a stab in the dark and say a Ford Falcon. Oh yeah, you fill up the petrol tank from the number plate trick again. There you go. Someone's had a good time. Probably too good of a time by the look of it. Oh, we got some roadworks here. This is awesome. Oh, this is like a motorway. Wow. So good. So good. Holy shit, this is like a normal road back home. It's that good. Silky smooth. Just riding through the roadworks back there just reminded me of the greatest, I won't say danger, but the greatest threat to your adventure. The Great Central Road is being sealed and they've been given funding to completely seal the whole thing. Time's ticking away. That is the greatest danger or the greatest threat to an adventure motorcyclist. And as awesome that is for the people that live out here and the trucks that service all the roadhouses and so on and so on. It's a shame. Once it's sealed, that's it. There's no turning back. It's just another road in Australia. So keep that in mind if you're planning a trip out here. Better to do it sooner than later. So you can tick this off the list and say, I rode the Great Central Road when it was just dirt. That's amazing, just that red road that vanishes towards that mountain range there. I'll have to get the other cameras out because you're not going to see it with the helmet camera. Alright, so the last 2 days have been riding along the Great Central Road here. What was that, 300 yesterday? And probably about just under 500 today. So let's just say 800 Ks all up to get to that view. I really hope the camera's picking this up. This is a wow moment for sure. This is why you do these trips on a bike. It's absolutely stunning. Right, now just to make sure that you can see what I'm seeing, best way to do it is to get the drone up. Let's do that. Yes, look at that. The sun's just in the right spot. It's setting and it's also got those nice colours at this time of the day as well. Yep, definitely, like I said before earlier today, this is by far my most favourite section of the Great Central Road. And funny enough, the roads have been getting much better too. So it's a win all round. Remember, go west to east if you're planning a trip through here. Wow! Oh man, what a location! Holy moly! Cop shop too. Warrakuna Roadhouse. Yeah, baby. Oh, looks like I'll have to get a call out fee for this one. It was at this point when things went wrong and I was reluctant to include any of this because basically I stuffed up, and in a big way. In a nutshell, I got the police involved simply because I didn't have any accommodation. Now, that sounds really poor on my part, and yeah, it is, which is partly why I didn't want to include this in the video, but let me explain. Also, I didn't get much video from here because I was starting to get really worried about the situation and videoing just wasn't a priority. Now, normally when you arrive here, especially once it's closed for the day, you have to pay a call-out fee, which is cool, no worries. There was a sign saying if you need anything up until 8 PM, go to the manager's residence round the back. As it was 5 PM, I went to see the manager, and after multiple attempts, he just shut the door on me and refused to speak to me. Alright, so there you go. I rocked up to Warrakuna Roadhouse at about just after 5 PM. Now it was only about 3:30 PM my time, but I've crossed over a time zone, so clocks went an hour and a half forward to 5 PM. And this place on a Saturday shuts at lunchtime, so there was no one here. But there's a sign saying from between 5 and 8 PM you can get fuel and accommodation. I thought, sweet. So I went down to the manager's place, residence, just around the corner here to get some accommodation and fuel, and no response. He shut the door on me, and obviously he wasn't going to be any help at all, and all of a sudden I felt this awful feeling that I'm a target. Here I am with high value items, a motorcycle, thousands of dollars worth of camera gear, cash, phone, no fuel to travel any further, and of course for my personal safety. I was stuck, I felt like I was a target, and I was starting to get scared. Wow, okay, well what do I do here? Because the sun's obviously set now, and the cop shop's just over there, and so I pressed the emergency button, and they're really lovely about it. I said, the first thing I said is, look, this isn't an emergency, I'm okay, I'm not injured, but I'm stranded. Every building had bars over the windows, everything of value was caged and locked up, and it was at this point I started to fear for my safety. I tried calling other roadhouses on the Great Central Road for assistance, all to no avail.
And as they say, use it as your last resort. Even though I was very reluctant, I walked over to the unmanned police station and pressed the emergency help button.
So the lady put me on hold and rang around a bit, and she goes, look, I'll put a job out for you. I thought, God, that's... wow, I've never had a police job on me before, but anyway, there you go. And turns out that the lady... Now, remember yesterday when I stopped in the middle of the road to take some... as a camel walk past, and that police four-wheel drive went around me? Well, the lady driving that police four-wheel drive, who I've now found out is Kylie, and she was the lady that responded to the job. So she's come over and I said, don't I know you? She goes, yeah, the camel. So there you go. She's come over and had a chat to the manager. They've got me a room just over here at those little green buildings over there.
First up, I just want to say how highly embarrassed I am to escalate this so much, but my gut was telling me I needed to sort this out ASAP, especially before nightfall. And equally that I had interrupted Kylie's evening, who then escorted me to the manager's residence and within seconds sorted the whole thing out.
I was petrified, man. Like, everything's in cages and all that sort of stuff. There's no lot. I've got no fuel, so I can't even get to the next place. I did see the sign. It said Docker River's 100 k's up the road, but Kylie just said that's a closed community, so I can't access that anyway. So anyway, I'm going to stay here. The roadhouse opens at 9:30 tomorrow morning. Get some fuel and then head to Yalara from there. But wow, it's gone from absolute despair to a place to stay with dinner, thanks to Kylie. I was pretty worried, actually. I'm not going to lie. I just didn't know what to do. What happens when you don't have accommodation for the second time this trip? But anyway, it's come good now. So time to freshen up, have some dinner, and ponder on what on earth just happened.
Now, regardless of what happened, who was right, who was wrong, I cannot begin to tell you the relief of having the safety of a room for the night. The lesson to learn from all of this is simple. Arrive at the roadhouse whilst it's still open. This could have all been avoided if I did just that. I also feel it was a poor effort and poor attitude by the roadhouse manager, and that's all I'll say about it. On the bright side though, how bloody good are cops, especially Kylie. Kylie, if you're watching, if anyone knows Kylie, or if you're passing through Warracoona, please pass on my biggest and most genuine thanks for everything Kylie did.
So the lovely lady's just given me a room key. Legs 11. Look at that. Oh my God. And now okay, do you want to hear the funny thing? I'll tell you once I get inside. All right, so welcome to the nightly routine. I transfer all the files, the pictures and the video files from all the cameras onto two hard drives. But tonight I get to do it over a particular treat, if you will. Look at this. This is a home-cooked meal from Kylie, the police officer. She made sure that not only did she have a chat to old mates and got me accommodation, I couldn't buy any food or anything like that, so she got me a big bottle of water and a home-cooked meal. She said to me, she goes, that's what we do here. She's a local woman, and she said, that's what we do here in our community. And I'll tell you now, I feel like I'm part of that community after everything she's done, and then comes around and gives me, what's that? A massive piece of garlic chicken, mashed potatoes and veggies too. You know, I was actually stumped because when old mate wouldn't help me out with accommodation, I just didn't know what to do. I thought, this is bad. Like, you have a look at all the buildings around here and everything's all caged up, barricaded and all that. I thought it gives off that you don't want to be here vibe. 5 minutes later, I was sorted, not only with an awesome room, but with a home-cooked meal. Man, that's just... She didn't have to do that. She did that out on her own, man. That's so nice of her. Kylie, you made a difficult situation just turn out to be really awesome, actually. Just unexpected. Wow.